Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining to dig into what we think will likely go down as the most anticipated IPO of 2020 with Snowflake. So throughout this presentation, I plan on getting into a few key areas, such as sizing the total addressable market, or TAM, for Snowflake. I'll also expand on what we think the secret sauce is and what makes the company so disruptive at this juncture for enterprise data warehouses, or EDWs. Also, we'll dive into a scenario analysis of what could happen from here and our advice to investors of how to really look for a future entry point. Helping to guide that process, we'll also dip into key performance metrics and where the company stacks up with more recent IPOs and highlight some of those characteristics to watch for as an investor. Lastly, I'd also point out that we released an expanded initiation report to accompany the presentation, which is located on MarketScope Advisor under thematic research. So currently, the total addressable market for Snow is large, it's growing, and relatively underpenetrated. The focus on opportunities tied to data storage and analytics still remain in high demand as more and more companies devote spending towards the trend. Snow disclosed in their S1 filing that they believe the TAM is currently around $81 billion currently, but I think this only tells part of the story. IDC expects the amount of data stored to expand from here to 175 zettabytes by 2025 from 33 currently. To picture how staggering this figure is, 1 zettabyte is the equivalent to 1 billion external hard drives that you currently have plugged into your computer. If you move to the top portion of this slide, we've highlighted the stat that around 75% of data worldwide is currently unstructured or unorganized with no format. So think of all the customer transactions, the product surveys, and the images that are not being currently utilized, and provides ample white space for companies to extract and analyze data for their clients from here. Although we've separated the companies by what kind of data each specialize in, many of these companies operate in multiple sandboxes. For example, with Snow, it deals with both structured and semi-structured areas of data. So what does Snow do? To summarize, it's a one-stop shop to store, extract, and analyze data through insightful trends and correlation analysis. The process is really used to help a business make more informed decisions around customer engagement and their go-to-market strategy to stay ahead of competition. On the left side of the bar here, I've laid out some of the key pain points of current enterprise data warehouses, and on the right, in bulleted form, the way Snow has really built and cultivated a platform to solve some of these systemic issues. When you take a deep dive into the technical capabilities, a large product difference with Snowflake is it was specifically built for the cloud and virtually serverless. It partners and actually runs its software on other large cloud vendors such as Amazon Web Services, Microsoft, and Google. From a high-level point of view, it really does remove the contention seen with some of the on-premise solutions today and allows for faster computing and makes the customer experience much more helpful, especially in today's cloud-driven economy, all while doing so at a cheaper price. So next, we would actually advise investors to watch key milestones and the potential for lockup expirations to drive sentiment, at least in the near term, as shareholders can officially divest shares on December 13th or 91 days after the most recent S1 filing. So per Snow's amended S1, Class A shares could potentially double from here to 86 million from 37 million if the share price remains at current levels or $200 plus per share and actually meets the requirement for additional blocks to be released. So this requires that shares need to stay above the initial IPO price by at least 133% or stay above $160 per share. Currently, we pegged a high probability for dilution given the interest around the company, which could prompt volatility in shares. We also note that this is just one of the risks to be mindful of, and we have expanded on others in our initiation report with thorough analysis. Last but not least, we thought it would be helpful to really dig into some of the key metrics to see how Snow stacks up against peers and recent IPOs. So as you can see, revenue growth and net retention are top tier in the respective categories with 121% growth and 158% retention in their most recent July quarter. However, We would remind investors that over time, the retention rate likely declines as new customer growth will slow and consumption comes from existing, not new business use cases. That doesn't take away from the recent top-line growth, which has led to other impressive metrics such as a rule of 40, which adds quarterly revenue growth and trailing 12-month free cash flow. Overall, financial performance has been very good, but if we had to pick one area of apprehension we have, it would be with profitability. So while gross margin is set to widen from here on just sheer sales growth, the magnitude of expansion could be governed by their relationship with third-party cloud vendors where they have to actually pay to use the infrastructure. The same goes for sales and marketing, or S&M. If the company sees increased competition for their current product in terms of speed, cost, or usability, this could keep sales and marketing high to really guard market share, generate future sales, and would constrain and delay the future turn to profitability. Currently, our rating on shares is hold with a $249 price target, and our advice would be to really not let FOMO or fear of missing out guide your investment decision. Instead, let fundamentals inform your strategy. So we think the odds that you don't get a better entry opportunity are unlikely from here, with some of the potential speed bumps ahead for shares that could reset expectations around this stock. I hope this was helpful, and you can find more about CFRA research by visiting MarketScope Advisor or contacting us by phone or email, which is listed on this screen. Thanks for listening and have a great day.